Leaving Cert Higher Level Maths 2024. This is the solution video to paper 2, question 4. So question 4 starts off with a construction of the centroid of the triangle PQR. Now there's two ways that you can do this construction. I'm going to show you one way and I'll put a link to the video for a different way. So the first way is you can actually just use a ruler and measure the length of one side and then get the middle of it. So that'll be 4, it's 8 long, so that'll be 4. And that'll be the midpoint of PQ, and you label this 4 and 4. And then we find the midpoint of another side, so the midpoint of, say, this side here, 8.5, so that's 4.25, as accurately as you can is there. So that's 4.25 and 4.25. Now the way you get the centroid of a triangle is you join the midpoint to the opposite vertex. So midpoint to the opposite vertex like this. And then you do the same here, midpoint to the opposite vertex like that. And there's your centroid. So that's one way of doing it. That's worth 15 marks. That probably isn't the most accurate, so you might lose a couple of marks on that. But as accurately as you can, that's the way you do it. You can also do it by bisecting these lines, which is more accurate, using your compass and then joining the center point to the vertex. And I'll just put a link in the description and in a pinned comment to a video on how to do that construction in that way. But the reason why I showed you this way is because I was quite surprised when I saw the marking scheme that you can do either way in the exam. Over to the next part B, which is a proof. So the lines AD, BE and CF in the diagram below are parallel. E is an element of DF, B is an element of AC, AB is equal to BC. Prove that DE is equal to EF. That is, prove that if three parallel lines cut off equal segments on some transversal line, they will then cut off equal segments on any other transversal. Give a reason for each statement that you make in the proof as appropriate. So I've done it out and I'm just going to talk through each step, which will be a bit quicker than writing it out. So first thing is your construction. You draw a line through B parallel to DF. Here it is. So line through B parallel to DF, and you label it X, Y. And you do have to state what your construction is there as well. So first step is to say that AB is equal to BC, and that's given. Next we can say the angle XAB, so XAB, this angle, is equal to the angle BCY, so this angle is equal to this angle, and they are alternate. Next up then we have these angles here, XBA is equal to CBY, so they're vertically opposite angles. And that means we have congruent triangles here. Triangle XBA is congruent with triangle YBC, and that's the symbol for congruency there, the triple equals. So therefore the length BX is equal to the length BY from congruency, so BX is equal to BY from congruency. Next we can say that BEDX is a parallelogram. So BEDX, just if we can see it here, BEDX, this is a parallelogram because it has parallel sides. So parallel sides and parallel sides. So BX is the length BX is equal to the length DE. So the length BX is equal to the length DE. So they're opposite sides in a parallelogram. And similarly, we can say that the length BY is equal to the length EF. So that means that the length DE is equal to the length EF. So DE is equal to the length EF. And that is the end of the proof, QED, for 15 marks. So you would have learned a proof very similar to that on your course, so it wasn't very much different than the one that was prescribed on the course. Okay, Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.